Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we are going to have a CGC return. So with this return here, I did pretty good overall. I'm going to show you guys some of the highlights out of it. I graded a lot of evolution stuff and then some of the usual promos, but usually it's kind of hard to get that pristine grade on these English cards. But yeah, reverse hollow Eevee pristine. So like you're going to see the best grade that I had. There are going to be several that I had that were quite sub pristine. But this was there were a lot of 10s in this sub. This one did really well. I had to be pretty picky over like the reverse hollows and regular hollows that I sent because I'm sure most of you guys have felt, a lot of the prices have gotten a lot tighter. Most of these I had picked out a long time ago when we were doing streams, and I had a lot of prismatic evolutions bulk. I went back through and I just kind of, I wanted to try to make a binder, which is almost like impossible with this set because you've got the regular reverse hollow, you got the Pokeball reverse hollow, you got with a lot of these, either the hollow or the non-hollow, and then you also have the Master Ball. Of course, I didn't have any of the Master Balls in the bulk, but I just want to make a binder with all of these. Now, I did grade several Leafeons, couldn't pull the pristine off. It would have been nice to have it because I believe that was the only evolution that I could not get in regular reverse hollow in a pristine 10. Usually the big issue with these was centering, and then there might be one or two dots on the backside, but a lot of these cards were in really good shape. Now, if you guys are looking for some of these, I have put a lot of these up for sale already on my eBay. However, because these were like the highest graded copy, if I didn't have two of them, they're not up for sale yet, but they will be up hopefully within the next week or two. Maybe by tomorrow if I'm working really hard today. Maybe by today, who knows? All right, we got an Umbreon Trick or Trade. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, why are you grading Trick or Trade cards? Well, it's an Umbreon. It's still kind of cool. There are collectors out there who want this kind of stuff. And believe it or not, the Pikachu and the Gengar from this set have done really well. In fact, they got really hot there for a while because the PSA Gengar was doing like over $200 when you could get the CGC regular Gem Mint 10 for like 30. And so it quickly went up to like 50, 60, $70. And it's come back down to about $50 now. But even still, when you look at the quality, it's very comparable. And so I think people were wanting to go ahead and capitalize on that. I get people who ask me all the time if I think that the cards will cross. And I'm like, a lot of times it's a risk when you take a card like this and you go to bust it out and then you try to grade it with PSA. If you get that 10, great, you're going to make some money because like for this card, like there's a big difference. But if you don't, you've just lost a lot of money because the 9 is going to sell for less than the regular Gem Mint 10 in most cases. That's not always the case, but like this one, for example, I probably wouldn't just by looking at the front because you can see the centering is off just a little bit. And that's not to say that PSA would not give this a 10, but if you're going to break one out, try to make sure that you've got everything going for you. So like you can see with this one, the centering is off. I mean, the condition looks fabulous. However, the centering I think would be enough to say to myself, you know what, maybe I'll try to get another one, see if I can get one that's a little bit more well-centered, give it every reason I can to possibly get that Gem Mint 10. You can see it's kind of similar with this one. Got the centering off. The condition looks good, but centering was really tough on the Charizard UPCs as it is. Graded, I think, 5 to 10 more of the Renicklas as well as the Gothitelle. Both of these promos come out really nice. And so there were a lot of gradable cards for these. The price doesn't go up that much even for the pristine 10 or PSA 10. I think there's just a lot of people out there who have graded them at this point. Here's a Palafin EX. Typically, if you get a Gem Mint 10 on a Japanese card, that's not really what people want. People want the pristine 10 if you're going Japanese because the quality is already so good. You have an Umbreon EX, just the regular EX. Charizard V-Star. So if I graded multiple of these, I did not get anything higher than a 9. Sometimes you think cards are going to do really well, and then they just don't. Like this one, to me, I think it got held back because of the centering. But you would think that with this being, it almost looks better centering than the VMAX or the V that we had. And there's got to be something else that the grader possibly saw because the condition looks good. Here we have a Suicune. I like Suicune. I was hoping to get a pristine 10. Still have not done that. There's a Pokeball. Got a 9 on the Shadowless Pikachu. I think I've sent in about 100 Shadowless Pikachus fresh from theme decks at this point. And I've yet to get a pristine 10. I've gotten lots of Gem Mint 10s. You can see this one has a white dot right there on the top left. That's not one there. So that's probably what held this one back here. We have an Ivysaur from 151. Nice illustration rare. I think those are going to do really good long term. What do we have next? Had some Mega Evolution cards that I sent in because the quality was really good on Mega Evolutions. Obviously, on a card like this with the Lucario where I got a 9, I'm not going to do very well with that. But many of the Mega Lucarios from the figure collection box, I'm still deciding on whether or not I want to grade those. I was trying to sell those by the case, but they weren't. I mean, they're really not making that much money, even in times like this where you think everything would be gravy. Got some 9s here. Again, whenever you see a 9 on a modern card, you're probably just lost a decent, like pretty much a grading fee or whatever. 10s, you're going to make a little bit, depending on the card. Some cards are going to bring a much higher premium if they are like hard to grade on the PSA side. There's a big gap. And then if you get that pristine, usually that's where you can make your money. Nice Turtwig there. Love that set. At the very end of the video, I'm going to open up a specialty set pack. I'm going to try to at least open up a pack in every video if I can remember to do so. Nice pristine on the Umbreon EX. All of the evolutions, I think, are a pretty decent deal. They've got some good set identity around Terrestrial Fest EX, and they still look good as the regular EXs. But the pristines, a lot of times you can find them for $30 or less. If you catch them at auction, you might get them cheap as $20, maybe even a little bit less if you're factoring in the shipping. There's a Leafeon. Got an English Mega Camerump EX, so did pull a pristine there. Got a pristine on the Mega Kangaskhan EX. Here's another Shadowless Pikachu. I wonder if I just accidentally left that 9 in there because I thought I did get a 10, and here's the 10. So I believe I'd sent in 2 of the 4. One got a 9, one got a 10. On a card like Shadowless Pikachu, if I can get a 10, that's definitely going to bump the price because it's a lot more scarce than, say, a card like this, where, if I got a Gem Mint 10 on it, I mean, it's still up in the air if I'm going to make anything at all. Whereas Pristine 10 should do decent enough to make some kind of profit if that's what you're looking for. You got the Mega Latias EX, Mega Evolutions. Like I said, I sent in several of those, but we also had some of these. Got the Journey Together Reshiram EX. This has got the Journey Together stamp on it. Graded a lot of these, or I think it was one of these promos I graded a lot of, or it might have been the Mega Latias, because this had a box too, didn't it? I think I graded a bunch of them. Maybe it was the Mega Latias. But I'm going to auction off a lot of these. I'm not sure where the Pristine stands at the moment. Got an Eevee. This is the non-holo Pristine 10. So along with the reverse holo, I did grade the Evolutions in regular holo as well. So got the Espeon Pristine 10. There's the Flareon. And again, I'm showing you the one Flareon Pristine 10, but I had a lot of these that I probably graded, and there was likely just a few, if only one, Pristine 10 for the holo at that grade, and then there's going to be a lot more that were sub Pristine 10. So I don't want you thinking like what I've just showed you is my exact submission. In fact, there were 400 cards total, and so you're only seeing about 50 of them, and you're seeing the best 50 out of the lot. Some of them do have duplicates if I graded a bunch of them and the quality was good, but overall these are just going to be the highlights. And I do like grading with CGC. I mean, you can see a lot of this stuff is just products that were just released. This is bulk returns. A lot of times you can get this stuff back very quickly, which even if like you want to say that PSA has a much better pull on, say, the Gem Mint, PSA 10 Gem Mint versus a Gem Mint 10 on the CGC side, a lot of times by being able to get these cards back so quickly, you actually expand that, you make that gap a different timeline, because when you get stuff close to release, a lot of times these cards are time sensitive and you can get a decent price out of them. And if it's vintage, it really usually doesn't matter. You might just be timing the market or something like that. But I told you guys I was going to open up a random pack. Let's do Prismatic. And what I'll do is I've got a little stack of specialty set packs. I've got Prismatic, 151, Crown Zenith, and Pokemon Go. If I don't get a hit, I'll just grab another pack and we'll just at least open until we get one hit. That way we've got some opening going on here. And a hit for this is like a Master Ball, Illustration Rare, or something like that, EX. Pokeball Holo we will not count as a hit. Got a Mary's, Riolu, and there's that Roaring Moon. I think it was a reverse holo on the other one. But no hit there, so let's try 151. See if we can get one out of here. Hopefully you guys aren't getting tired of those little shorts. This is kind of like bonuses while I'm spending more time with my family. I know I use the same song over and over, but it kind of works. I know that it's royalty free, so I don't have to worry about somebody coming back later on. Oh, man. All right. Blastoise got the 151 alt art. And then we got a Mr. Mime. Man, that's a good hit. You know, didn't pull anything from the prismatic, but got something from the 151. That's a beautiful hit. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I should have some of the newer collection boxes coming out here soon in a few videos. I'm going to try to ramp at least a week's worth of videos up before I go back into reclusion with my family and just enjoy spending the holidays with them. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving and you're having a great week now.